My game has a problem. It is a base building survival game, and the base building, where it stands right now, kinda sucks. It feels unpolished, these log builds are clunky and hard to use, and there's no real feedback, and I just don't like it. So, how did I fix this? I scrapped everything and started over. This is Isolated, a game I've been working on for the past year in my free time. It is an open world survival crafting game, and as I said, the base building sucks. So, for over the last month or so, I redid a majority of the code. Let's go over what I did from start to finish. To start things off, I kinda lied. I didn't scrap everything. I'm going to be reusing code from the first couple of months when I first started the project to place the builds down, but I'm going to rework how they connect to each other. The only thing I'm scrapping is the log building. The log building is a little too difficult for my skill set, and I do not think I could do it justice with where I am currently. So I'm scrapping that and focusing on the main building system. The first step I needed to do was to get individual components that each build will use. This being pillars, walls, ceilings or floors, and any other component I might use. Inside each component, there is additional code that tells the components to delete themselves or not. Basically, if it overlaps with another component of the same type, it kills itself. Or any other component that I tell it to kill itself over. Crazy way of saying that. There's a little bit more to it than that, but I don't want to bore you, so let's carry on. The next thing that needs to happen is that each component needs to communicate to the build that it is a part of. Was it either removed or not? This way I can store how many components are a part of the build and furthermore can tell when each individual component is complete and display that on the parent build. I am skipping some stuff, but they are boring additions that don't need to be shown, such as which is displaying how many resources need to be placed and so on. At this point, the components are essentially done. I just need to combine them into full builds now. To do that, it was very simple. Just add each component in as a child actor to the main build and assemble them like game dev Legos. Then what I need to do is add the build to a database that I can select the build from, and the database doesn't exist yet. Okay, make a data table of all the data that is needed, create some widgets for the categories that will be needed, add some code for when you click on them to display their entries, add some more code for buildable entries, and done. I'm done. That was easy. Okay, now that I can select the builds out of the menu, and with the code I scavenged from the previous system, the build can now be placed and connected to one another, and the components are removing themselves correctly. I can now continue on making several different builds using these different components. While this is happening, I want to say that this wasn't as simple as I'm making it out to be. This took hours of connecting nodes to one another, redoing several functions, and took about a month of my time to fully get this working at the state that I'm happy with. So please support this channel by subscribing if you would like to see where this game ends up, or if you want to see me get burnt out. You know, either or. Now that that is done, I need a way to prevent players from placing builds directly into the ground. Doing this prevents clipping issues with landscapes or future grass elements from appearing through the floor. Easiest way to do this is to force the player to place builds on a foundation. Making that was pretty simple. First off, what I had to do is make new components, as I didn't want these foundations to be interfering with the main build components. And as I was writing the script, I did realize I could have just made a variable inside of each component to change the logic for foundations. Too late now. So now that those are made and are placing underneath builds properly, I'm done? No, I'm not done. Now what I need to do is make furniture and other things to furnish your builds with. Chairs, tables, beds, shelves, torches, planters, you get it. Now I'm done. Yeah, I'm actually done. That's about it. As I said earlier, this has taken me about a month or so to code. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing as it helps expose this game to more people, and I would really appreciate it. And while you're down there, like and comment, or dislike even, any engagement helps, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for watching, and I will see you the next time when I work on the survival aspect of this game, because that does not exist yet. Bye-bye.